All right, great. That's just a review. So now I want to get your calculators out and show you how to use them to do scientific notation, okay? So let's have a look. Now, the reason why I've got both calculators here, I've got my old-timey one from when I was in year 7, and I've got the one that I think most of you have, okay? And the reason why is there's some difference between the buttons that I'm going to draw your attention to in a minute. But just to start, have a look at this guy, right? We did this one just now. Okay? If I just wanted to type that in, here's the way I would type it. So we go 5.238. Can you see that? I should do it on this one, shouldn't I? 5.238. Okay, you following? Now I need to multiply by 10 to the power of 7. So I say times 10. Now where's the power button? It looks like it's up there in the middle, isn't it? Okay, that's it there. Okay, and then I pop in my 7. Okay, so let me repeat that. Let me delete it and I'll do it just again. Okay, I've got my significant figures there. I say times 10, and then there's my power there underneath the replay button, and there's my power. Now when I say equals, does that look right? Is it the right number of zeros? Yeah, good. It's 4 zeros after the 8. Perfect. Just what we expected. Okay. Just for the sake of it, let's do the second one as well and see if we can do the negative powers. So you got 4.6 times 10. Do the power again, but this time I've got a -3 up the top. Now it gives it to us as a fraction because it can, but how do you convert from a fraction to a decimal? Do you remember?
SD.
Yeah, that's right. That button right there, sort of in the middle. So you tap that, there you go, the decimal. Does it have the right number of zeros? I think it checks out. Yeah, that's what we started with, right?
Something else. Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to, what does it say? What does it say?
4.6 times
Yeah,
a little 10 over.
Okay, do you have the SD button? Can you press the SD button? Does it do anything?
It did, it changed it from...
It does, it's now you've got that. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. All right, I'll come back to that in a moment. Now here's what I want to show you on the calculator. And this is the reason why I've got both. The textbook gives you a guide of how to use the calculators to do it faster than this. Rather than having to write times 10 to the power of blah, blah, blah. There's a special button on the calculator for it. Now, your textbooks are a bit old. They're old enough that they're of this generation of the calculator, right? So the button they talk about is this one here, this EXP button, okay? So you see I've got 5.238 and then I press E, okay, EXP. Now the next number I put in is going to be this power up here, the 7, right? Watch what happens. If I put EXP 7 and press equals. That's the number we got before, right? So what does that EXP stand for? Now, your calculators I think are a little better because you can see the same button in the same spot, but it's labeled very differently. It's labeled times 10 to the power of x, right? So you can see, let's go to this calculator now, delete that. Now just press that button there, bottom, middle. Press it, and you've got a little times 10 there, right? Now the next immediate thing you want to do is press the number that corresponds to the power, which was 7. You press equals. Oops, sorry, I didn't change the number at the front. 5.238. There you go. Okay? So, they both give you the same result if you type it in right. Can anyone suggest to me what are some reasons why this is a better button, this is a better option for us than going times 10 to the power, times 10 to the power of 7. Okay, it's easier, it's faster, isn't it, right? You're also less likely to make an error. If you're doing some bunch of calculations like this, times 10 to the power of 7, and then you have to add something in, 4.6 to the times 10 to the power of 2, and you have a whole bunch of them, right? The more you do, the more likely are you to, forget, you might strike a 1 but forget to strike the 0, and then you're times 1 squared, and then that doesn't give you the same answer, right? Another thing that you might do by accident, I've done this, and I think some other people did this on Wednesday, is you say, okay, to the power of 7, and then you start writing the next number. You say plus 4.6 times 10 to the power of, now can you see what I've done wrong?
Yeah.
What's gone wrong? What's going to be the problem here?
It's all to the power.
Yeah, it's all in that power. This number's going to be enormous, right? In fact, I think it'll be so enormous that if I press equals, it's too enormous for the calculator. Can't handle it. Too many numbers, okay? So, having this kind of doing it the long way, it's slower and you might do it wrong. It's very easy. So that's why they give you this button. This shortcut button down here, so you can just go like that, okay? Yeah, question.
How do I fix this for the test?
Fix it. Okay, now, it depends exactly what the problem is. Now, if I, for instance, if I put a bigger number in here, suppose I put in 15. Now, this is interesting. Have a look. I think this is something like what your calculator was doing, right?
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't have all the zeros. It doesn't have a number in non-scientific notation. In fact, it's just given it back to us in scientific notation. Why has it done that? Can you think?
The settings of something.
It could be a settings thing. Sometimes it is that, like you're on the wrong mode or something like that. Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to write out 5.238 times 10 to the 15. It would look like this. Now, 15, that'll be this. 5, 2, 3, 8, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's going to have 8 more zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 5.238 times 10 to the 15. Now can you see why the calculator doesn't want to write it? It just doesn't have enough space. Like there aren't enough characters here for it actually to put that number on. So that's why it just hands it back to you in scientific notation because it's shorter. Okay? But using that button, that times 10 to the x button, that's what I'd like you to practice in the last exercise of this number skills chapter. Okay?